Welcome to Kung Fu Epic number 2. So this video, we're going to talk about an old man who shot at 3 suspects. The fact that the 3 suspects are black and the old man is white has been quite controversial. Honestly, I don't give a shit about the race of the old man or the 3 suspects, but to give you some overtones, you've probably seen this already. The old man is white, the 3 suspects is black. And a lot of people are fucked up. Okay? So you'll imagine the things that people have been saying, so you guys go find all that bullshit. I'm not here for that. But I am here to address my personal feelings about this shit. One more time for posterity. His arm's still on, by the way. My turn. 2 things. Yes, the suspects were black. No, I don't give a shit. And the third thing is, yes, the person who shot them was white. So let's not make this racial. 1, these 2 young men could have just went out and tried to get a job. Alright, they could have straight up tried to get a job. I know times is hard, especially when you are a person of color. But doing shit like that does not help you or anybody in the black community, which I am a part of. So you may not like what I have to say if you're in the black community, and to that I have no F's to give. Right is right, wrong is wrong, regardless of their race. Now, as a young man, in my teens, I knew, hell, even younger than that, I knew right from wrong by the time I was 7 years old, because my family come from, this thing works. Discipline works. Now let me get comfortable so you guys can see my face and the F's that I have to give about this. 1, the white dude's pushing like 90. So he earned the right to not give any F's whatsoever. 2, whoever raised these young men of color, y'all fucked up. I'm sorry. A lot of black people are going to come at me for this video, and again, I'm sorry. You raised them. And no, we're not going to blame music. We're not going to blame video games. We're not going to do all that nonsense that everybody who says, oh, somebody's violent, they got those violent video games. They're playing those violent video games. They're listening to that violent-ass music. You listening to music, you playing violent video games, is not an excuse for someone to blame that shit for your actions. You are responsible for your actions. Everybody knows that GTA is a fantasy game. Alright? It is no different than Mass Effect. It is no different than Life is Strange True Colors. It is a video game. You are escaping our world and living in that world for that split second where you can break or skirt the law and there are no consequences. In the real world, when you go try to rob shit, well, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Or, as all of us military people like to say, fuck around and find out. That is an example of 3 idiots who fucked around and found out. Maybe 4, because they may have been like the 4th guy might have been the guy driving the car. I don't really know. The news hasn't really brought anything back up. I'm pretty sure those guys are regretting their decision to choose violence that day, because they weren't the only one who chose violence. Clearly, the old man woke up on the right side of the bed, and he was very cognizantly aware that, hey, you come in my store, you try to fuck with my shit. Mine is bigger, and I'm faster on the trigger, which is pretty much what happened. They went in with a military class AR-15 or whatever the fuck. They went in with some kind of high-power rifle. Rifle versus shotgun. Let me give you guys a little piece of advice. This is the spread of a shotgun. So when it comes out this little bitty barrel, it bursts. Where a rifle, it comes out that little itty bitty hole. And unless you have rapid fire, which means if you haven't click that notch up from semi to auto, you're shooting one round at a time. Now, granted, if you click that bitch up, you're gonna shoot rapidly, yeah. But maybe the dummy with the machine class gun didn't cut off the fucking safety. Either way, they kind of got what they asked for. Alright? You're not gonna like this video if you're of color, and I don't care. I'm not anti-black. I am not pro-white. I am pro-right versus pro-wrong. And I don't always get it right, but in this case, you can get the finger. The point being made is these three young men decided to go in and do something stupid. They decided to go in and rob a store. Versus, hey, maybe we should probably go and try to get a job at that store so that we can earn our fucking money versus trying to rob somebody who works hard for a living. I've worked in stores. It is not an easy job, alright? And it also depends on the store. If you've worked in a convenience store, you know it ain't easy. I've worked in a convenience store. It was a gas station, but it was a convenience store. Hi, Exxon / Texaco. It was Texaco, but they're both run by Target Fuel, so it doesn't really matter. We had the Texaco button-up shirts. Yeah, I had my little green machine back then on Cherry Avenue. And, you know, Exxon always had, like, the better outfits. Texaco, we had the gray shirts. I love gray, though. It's one of my favorite colors. But our shirts sucked. Anyway, at some point in time, we only wore them when the big wigs came. So, you know, we worked behind the counter. If we had to wear a shirt, our shirt was unbuttoned. We never wore anything other than the shirt and the name tag, but we could wear whatever kind of pants we want. But if you work at a convenience store, you know that it is not the safest job, and it is a hard job because you always meet one person at least once a week, once a month. If you're lucky to have this only happen once a year, you will always encounter some douchebag full of dick tips or a dumpster fire that just doesn't want to agree with the prices in the store. And you know how many times we've had to say, hey, look, man, we just work here. We don't set the prices. We just take the money and give you the change. So that's kind of how that works. These three young idiots decide they want to go in and rob a convenience store. And I'm going to be honest, working in a convenience store, if you get more than $300 a night, you've had a busy day. Because whenever I work by myself, I've never scored more than maybe $250 a night, if that. And we close at 9 o'clock. So, now after 9 o'clock, if you were coming down Cherry, you had to go to Exxon because they stayed open until like 10, 11 o'clock. And we closed at 9. Even though we were just maybe 80 steps, you know. But here's the thing. The people who would come to town and choose Tiger Fuel over Exxon didn't know they were getting the same gas. They were getting the same fucking gas. Tiger Fuel is Exxon's base name, you know. So the people would go to Exxon because it would seem like the price would be cheaper. But in actuality, it's the same damn gas. It's the same gas. Now, our gas station was not, it was corporate. It wasn't franchised. Now, the Exxon down the street was probably franchised, which means they are stockholders in Exxon because that's where they're getting their fuel. But they own the store. And that's how that shit works, all right? It's harder for me to explain it because I'm stupid. But from what my understanding is that if you are corporate, Tiger Fuel paid for the Tiger Fuel gas, and they ran the store. They set the prices. Where if you are in the franchise, you own the store. You get the gas from Tiger Fuel, but you get to set your fuel prices, which is why the Exxon gas they were getting was the same gas as we had up here at Tiger Fuel. They just could get it cheaper because the people who ran the store owned the store, so they get to set the gas prices. And Exxon or Tiger gets their cut, where if you went to the Exxon on 5th Street or any other Exxon, if they weren't franchised and they were owned by, if they were corporate, not franchised, if they were corporate, then the corporate got all the money back, where if they were franchised, the franchise gets the bulk and the corporate gets their cut. But because they're using Tiger Fuel or Exxon, you have their little thing. Anyway, I know I got off track for a second. Back on the fact of the matter at hand. These three gentlemen, I guess, just decided, you know, I've had enough of this. I'm not going to go out and get a job. I'm just going to go and get my arm shot. because I'm going to go rob some 80-year-old man, which means more than likely they probably cased the joint. They probably checked out the who's gonna be on shift and how harmless is that person gonna be. Is that person going to attempt to defend the store or do what most of us who work in convenience stores or any store has been told to do? Give the people the money. The stores have insurance. They'll get their money back. Do not throw your life away over $200 in the register. Just give it to them. Now, I will tell you this. At our Tiger Fuel, we did have a safe, but I didn't know the combination of the safe. So, on the nights that I had to close, we had a little secret. The person who was managing me that night, before they left, count out the register. It's like, here's 15 ones, 2 20s, and a 10. If they need more than that, you just give them all up and close the store. That's never happened. No one's ever needed more than that because I didn't have the key to the safe, or I didn't have the safe. I didn't know the code to the safe. It was a safety precaution to just leave like maybe $50 in the register. So that if anybody tried to rob me or anything, they'd only get $50, you know, in all small bills. Because you have so many ones, 2 10s, a 20, maybe a 5 or so. And the reason why he did that is because he didn't want to fucking be there. And I didn't want to fucking be there. But my dumb ass got closed. And at 9 o'clock, you know, I can tell you right now, if you didn't pull in at 8:55, them lights was off. Straight up. And when me and my bro A-Dog worked there, 8:50, them lights was off, yo. If you didn't get in there at 8:50, them lights was off. It's like, yo, we ain't got but 10 fucking minutes, yo. Click, cut them bitches off. We close. No. But there will always be somebody at 8:57. They would come in for like a candy bar or something. Like, God damn it. Now we gotta reopen this motherfucking register. We done locked everything down. We done cleaned the place up. We ready to go. Somebody comes in. Y'all open? Me and my dumb ass, because I don't believe in lying. Yeah, we open. It's like, why y'all lights off? Pumps are off. We're done with the pumps. If you didn't get gas at 8:50, you're fucked. It's like, well, I ain't come here for gas. I just came here for a candy bar. Alright. So candy bars at the time was like maybe 45 cents. So, of course, someone would come in with $1. There's like no change. So, you know, it's like, all right, get 2. He's like, what? I said, just get 2 because I ain't got no change. It's like, what? Yeah, just get 2. He's like, okay. I still owe you like 40 some odd cents. I said, dude, you got 2 candy bars for 45 cents. Get the fuck out. Yeah, just take the candy bar and go, man. We try to close. So we would do that sometimes. And the register would still wind up being the exact price. Because, you know, the candy bar was like 45 cents. So you got 2. That's 80 cents, which means we were 20 cents above versus 20 cents below. And so that was just the way it rolled. But we never been robbed. At least not on my shift. We've never been robbed. But that's the thing. These young men more than likely cased the joint to find out who was going to be working, how we're going to plan this out. And then he came in there with what would appear to be a heavy weapon that he just didn't know how to use. But, you know, the guy behind the counter, he clearly knew what the fuck he was doing. And they got what they asked for. That being said, I am Echo Fangry Wolf. This is Kung Fu Havoc number 2. Be seeing you. Right is right. Wrong is wrong. Do the crime. You're going to get the time. Enough said. Be seeing you.